Well, hey there, my friends. Welcome to my channel, Ink and Whimsy. I'm Laura Daniels, and we're going to be having a lot of fun today creating a single page 12 by 12 scrapbook spread using the 49 Market Summer Porch Page Kit. It comes with 4 exclusive pattern papers, 4 sheets of laser cut elements, and then 1 sheet of adhesive backed pieces of chipboard. And that's what this is right here. We're not using any in the spread we're doing today. If you look at the back of this, it shows you how the finished layout for each one of the 4 pages. And each one of these starts with the pieces you need to gather from your ephemera. And then it goes your first layer, your other layers, and then how it's to look in the end when it's completed. So let me show you what we're going to be working with today. It's called Summertime, the Story of Today. We're going to take this, which is already 99% done because it has all of the beautiful treatment that's already on the front of this 12 by 12 sheet. And we're going to be telling the story of my sweet little niece, Izzy, when she went to ride a gondola in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So I'm going to clear this away, and then we'll compare my page to the finished one so that you can see the different changes that I've made. Here are the photos of little Izzy. This is Isabel not feeling real hot, enjoying her drink. This is her when she is very hot. And though she is a very good natured child, she was not real happy right here. She was just like, I am so hot. She had walked all over Portsmouth with her great grandma and her grandma. And then here she is on top of the gondola. So these are the 3 photos we're going to be using. I already have my journaling done, and there's a reason for this little scribble right here. And then I have the date. So we're set with that. Now the different pieces of ephemera that I've gathered, I didn't necessarily follow it step by step. I have a fishing net die, so I cut out these pieces here, and I'll show you the cardstock that I used. And then we have all these beautiful pieces of ephemera. Here you can see where I sanded off the edge, whereas this one isn't. We have a couple of these pieces. Look how detailed they are. Right now, I don't have a photo this small that I wanted to use, but I'm still using this creatively in the layout, so I'm looking forward to showing you that. So let's move things to the side. There's another piece. So many cool. Look at this right here. Isn't that just beautiful? That's going to be on the layout. Lots of goodies. Lots of goodies. All right. So I didn't want you to have to look at a big black square, so I put this white piece down. This is the actual die that I use. You can order this on Amazon. Just search fishing net dies. I do not know the company, but these are some fish you can cut out. And then this piece right here that comes out just like this. All right. So let's set that aside. We're going to set this down, and we are going to get started. So the first thing I want to do, we're going to put the journaling down here at the bottom. And the reason that I have the scribble mark is because I'm covering this up, right? So I wanted to be able to have it fit just over the top of it, where it looked like it was still a part of the actual backdrop for the 12 by 12 sheet. So that's that. And let's work on our photos and get an idea of where we're going to put those. I have the date, July of this year. We're going to stick this right up here. There we go. And we're going to back our photos. And I just found this piece of cardstock. You do not get solid color cardstock in these page kits. So you will need to have some of that on hand. Or, you know, with this kit, you really don't even need that. Get this in the middle. If you want to do it exactly the way they show you. I wanted to do a little bit more. This photo of her just cracks me up. Don't we all feel this way? Sometimes on a very hot day, it's like, oh, I can't take another step. I'm exhausted. I don't care what you give me to drink. And that was before they went out on the water. They had already walked around for over an hour, so she was just hot and tired. But when they got out on the water in the gondola, she was very excited. All right, so let's kind of get an idea of how I want the photos on this page. They're going to kind of go like this with this one. So this is going to go more straight, and then this is going to be turned. So I wanted them coming down on the side here. So I want to kind of figure out how I'm going to use the ephemera before I put the photos down. These two, you're supposed to put a photo inside, right? Obviously, they're way too small, but I'm going to stick it here in the back and just kind of have it clipping the top of that. And then this one will go behind and give you some color on this one. And I don't know if you've seen this close enough. Look at that paper clip. It is so detailed. I have never used one of their kits before, so this was fun bringing this all together. Now I want the 2 pieces of fish netting, and again, I use the die to cut it out, and I use this birch scrapbook paper. It looks like birch wood anyways. And I believe I got this. This is a Stampin' Up piece. I can't think of what the suite was, but this was a Stampin' Up. So some of you may have this in your stash. It just worked perfect to do the netting with. So we're going to put this netting down under here. We'll kind of get it more exact once I get it. Figure out where I'm putting everything. I want this one over here. I actually want this coming out like that, I think. Yeah. And that needs to be straight. Everything's getting all wonka. You know how it is before you glue it down. It's just all over the place. This photo right here is going to go in the middle of here. And I think what I'm going to do is glue it just around the edges. I want it on the top because I don't want any of that being cut off. I just love this picture. So set that pin right there. So I'm just going to go very lightly with this right along the edge. Ooh, boy, it's hard to go straight when you're not setting it down. Okay, now we can put this on. There we go. Kind of get it in the middle. Wipe off the glue. Wipe the glue onto my shorts. Okay, we're going to put, look at that, even has the piece of washi tape up there at the top. And it looks like it was drawn on a little bit on the edge. I love all the details in this. It's really very pretty. We're going to put this one back here. And it's going to go under this one, I think. So let's do that. Pull this up right here. And I want this up here just a little bit more. See all the red, the white, and the blue. Now this, I'm just using it as a landing spot for something I want to put down here. So it's going to go about right there. I want to put this camera because it was all about taking the photos. So we're going to have this right here. And I think we need to start gluing a few things down. Okay. So the first thing would be, we're going to glue this one down. How's that? And then we'll get to adding this other stuff. All right. Put this one about right there. Okay. Ooh, let's put this down. Just a few dots just to secure it because it's going to be under the photos. So I'm not real concerned. And it's going to be in a sheet protector when it's in the album, right? All right. So let's put this one over here. Right there. Now let's take this and I'm going to have the photo in hand before I lay this down. Okay, and let's do this. Cute little Izzy. Okay, let's pick this up. So I want, let's see if I can, let's see, right? It's always kind of scary. I'm going to put this one, maybe I'll do it like this. This might be smart. I'll have it coming over the edge. That's the way I want it, right there. Okay. Now we'll stick it down. And it's going to go about right there. Let's go. I don't want to cover up the sailboat. Right there. Okay. Now we need to stick this down. And it's going to go about right there. I'm trying not to stick anything down as in really stick it down. Let's do this one. And let's get our netting. Okay. So the netting is going to go, come on now, not right here. And then this, let me pick it up gently. And I think I want to do the same thing I did with that picture, where the paper clip is a little bit over the top. Okay, right there. And where do I want it going down? Oh, about right there. That looks perfect. That looks perfect. All right, now we can put this one down. And I love how the photos are kind of progressively telling the story on how the day went. You know how it is when you're on a boat out on the water, it is always cooler majority of the time than when you're walking around in the hot sun. So Izzy was quite happy. Need the camera, and I want to put it on a couple of dimensionals so it's up a little higher. Take this off. All right, here we go. Let's put this about right here. All right, now I want to lay down these, and I want to show you what I did to this edge right here. I distressed the edge using this tool, and when you compare the two of them, see how one stands out more than the other, and it's this one. Now, you may not like the distressing, but I like the way it looks. Now, you can either take this tool and you draw it towards you, and it gives that pretty white core, or you can just use a pair of scissors. But I think this gives it a bit of a worn look, but it also shows more definition on the actual tag. And then look at the I didn't add this. This is part of the ephemera. All right, let's stick this down. We're going to put this up in this corner, about right here. And then I want to put this one on the back, just a couple of dimensionals coming down, and I'm actually going to cut this because there's always all this good stuff right here on the ends. And I'm going to put this on the back, going right down the middle. Here we go. Let's stick this on here. Okay, I want this one right here, but I don't want to cover up the word. I want that tag on the top. Right there, like the way that looked. Okay, we have a couple more things we want to add. Look at this button. Love this. Everything's red, white, and blue. So let's stick this down. And I want to put this right over here with this corner over the top. There we go. And now we have One Fine Day and these two right here. So I am going to layer them. And I want this, let's see, where do I want to put it? Actually, but I don't want to cover that much of that. I want to move these over a little bit. Oh, you know how I am. Let's see if we can not damage everything. Here we go. Yes. Okay, come on now. Let's put this right up to the edge. And let's put this down first. I could end up changing all of this. going to put this under the edge just a little bit. I'm not kind of coming up. Let's see, where's this going to go? Right here. All right, and then we're going to have this one fine day. We're going to have this coming under here. And then we got our little paper string. There we go. It needs to come out just a little bit. Okay, I like that. Yeah, because then you have this little bit of art right there. Can I move this? I think. Yeah. I think I like that. Like that. Actually, you come up a little bit more, and we can move this over more. Let's just reevaluate everything. There. I like that better. All right. We have this button. Just need to see if we even need it. Oh, I like it right there. That's where we're putting that. Then we have another little button I want to put down. Yeah. All right. Then we have this button. And it has the string on it. It is a piece of ephemera. Would you look at that? Jeez. The things they can do with paper crafting now is just pretty neat. All right, this is going to go right here. And then I have this tiny little piece word strip. We're going to put this underneath that photo of Izzy. Right here to bring out some more of that pretty blue. Okay, and this isn't quite sticking down. There we go. And then, where do I want to put this? Love this. I want to put it, no, not really. I'm kind of happy. I don't need that, but I do have a star. And this is a wooden star. And we're going to stick that up there. And then we are going to add our journaling. I got to read you the journaling. All right. And you can take some screenshots while I'm reading you this journaling. And my hands will be out of your way. All right. Let's get this set in the middle. And see how I did the scribbling to match this right here. So when I set it down, well, there is a place where it can go. And it's pretty even. So I have my hands out of the way so you can take a screenshot, and I'm going to read you the journaling, and then I'm going to bring in the worksheet, the sketch, and show you what we may have done a little bit differently. So this was back in July of this year, and here's my journaling. All aboard the Gondola Piscataqua in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It was a fun grandma day with little Izzy. Sue and Isabel had invited my mom, which is Isabel's great grandma, to join them for this fun adventure along the Piscataqua River, sailing past forts and lighthouses and the naval shipyard. My mom used to work at the naval shipyard. Mom's favorite memory was when she was down in the galley and she looked up to see little Izzy peering through the porthole down at her. I love these three photos. They totally capture the fun of the day. The one of Izzy looking like she is a melted snowman with no more oomph left in her just makes me smile. I felt that way many a times myself. Aunt Laura loves you, little Izzy. So one day she'll read that, won't she? All right, let me show you the finished page and how it looks. So it is this one right here, and you can see, you know what? I can actually lift this up. It's very different from the way they did it. So you have the option of just the painted background, or you can have yours look exactly like that. Let me flip this over and show you. So you could do your page exactly like this and have a photo here and a photo there. So which one do you like better? This one, which is beautiful, or the one that I completed of little Izzy on the gondola? All right, my friends, have an incredible day. And until we meet again, stay crafty. Bye-bye.